Greetings, Earthman, Origami's Living Soil, servant of God, and hoping that that God is blessing your day and that your plants are doing well this summer. And we're going to talk about the ultimate potting soil do-it-yourself mix, and I'm going to cover how to do this with different ingredients. Each series is going to be, well, this is a series. Each episode in the series is going to be about a different ingredient that you would use. And then down the road, I'll have on my website the ratios of how to use these ingredients. But first I want to talk about them and what they do and what they are. First one we're going to talk about is peat moss. Peat moss is a natural organic matter that is collected from these things called bogs, which is just a giant area of decomposed organic matter. It's decomposed anaerobically, and it's just organic matter like trees and leaves and other type of forest growth and land growth. That's organic plant matter for the most part. It's pretty good stuff, but it has its cons too. But let's talk about why it's good stuff. Well, the first reason why it's good stuff, that generally when you get peat moss, it's pretty cheap. It's not a bad price. You can get a pretty big amount for rather like 10 to 15 bucks, especially if it goes on sale. And for a second reason is because it's free of pest and pathogens and weed seeds, which is really a good thing, unlike if you use like someone's compost that might have all those different things in it. Now, one other really good thing that it is, it really absorbs water better. Matter of fact, it absorbs water 20 times its weight in water, which is really a great thing. In some cases, it contains, when you get it, it contains microorganisms that might be beneficial to your soil and breaking down organic matters and doing other things for your plant and soil. Peat moss is has a little bit of minerals in it. The main one being sulfur, which is really important to plants, and it has other micro amounts of different other minerals too. It has a good carbon to nitrogen rate, which helps the plant grow better with more carbon in there. And it's just really good stuff, and those are the reasons that are good. Some bad reasons not to use peat moss or you limit the amount that you use is because, well, first of all, it's very acidic, and acidic soil can be a very problematic thing for your soil. Your plants just don't grow well in it, because what it does, it'll rob your plant of different different nutrients such as calcium, magnesium, potassium, due to the hydrogen ions that are in peat moss that'll slow down the ions of calcium, magnesium, and potassium and kind of bind them down and make it unable to be absorbed by your plants. So that is a problem. But that can be solved by adding something that'll bring the pH up, or some sort of alkaline product. One thing that I use is oyster shell flour. That is really nice in fighting pH problems and acidic soil. And another reason it's not the best thing is because it's really, we're burning through so much of it, and it's destroying a lot of our boglands, and we're not replacing it as quick as we need to do it in order to keep the balance out of these boglands supplied to our overall environment. And that is a problem too. And another reason, and here's a real good one, it's naturally hydrophobic, and meaning that when it dries out, it's hard to get it wet again. And so water won't be absorbed by it, and it won't very well hold water at all. But there's ways around that, just like with the acidity, and that's adding a natural soil wettener, something that will keep that peat moss wet and able to absorb water over and over again. Some good ones for that are yucca extract, aloe vera juice, and a really good one is Dr. Bronner unscented baby soap, Castile soap. It's a liquid form, and like I said, I'll do ratios down the road on my website. I'll click a link to this eventually, all these videos to the website and how to use these and what amounts. But so there are pros and cons in peat moss, and that's what I have to say about peat moss. Peat moss is good, but it's bad, but it's good. So it's up to you to make that decision if you want to use it. But that's one ingredient that I do use in my ultimate potting soil. That's water only potting soil. And that's pretty much it. May God bless you.